Hey, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy Tropical NHL back at it again for a brand new Habs YouTube video. Before getting into the video, I invite you guys to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on post notifications, man. You already know it. We're trying to get the 4K subscribers before the summer. And if you guys want to help me out, buy a new camera lens to get back to showing my face on the videos. I mean, I love this format of videos, but I miss like making the whole type of video. I mean, video lenses for cameras are getting expensive as hell. And with the summer coming, I have a lot of other things to pay. So if you guys could help me out, that would be amazing. Click up the join button on the channel. It's $4.99 and you get tons of badges, some custom emojis, and maybe even some extra content. If a lot of you guys join up the channel and support it, I might post some videos out there as well. So yeah, be free to do it. You're not obligated, of course, but that would mean the world to me. So yeah, today we're going to be talking about the Montreal Canadiens again. You know it, I miss it, man. I miss watching the Habs. I can't wait for it to restart again. I mean, the draft is coming. After there's going to be some trades, a lot of movements, and that's going to be a lot of fun talking about it. The season's going to start in September, October, and I can't wait for it. I miss it, man. I need it. But yeah, since the draft is coming really close, we're going to be talking about the draft, and I'm going to make my wish list for the Montreal Canadiens on draft night. We're going to be talking about 3 things that I want the Canadiens to do on draft night. First thing I want them to do is to not draft a player out of the top 5. I mean, we were lucky enough to stay in the top 5 in one of the best drafts of the decade. So I don't want the Canadiens to trade down, and I don't want the Canadiens to pick a player that is expected to go out of the top 5. You pick best player available at the 5th overall. Whether it's Leo Carlson, Adam Fantilli, Will Smith, Matvei Michkov, I do not care. You take the best player available out of those players. It would also be down if the Canadiens could trade up, maybe to get 3rd, 2nd, 4th overall. I don't know. But definitely in a draft that good, you can't take a player out the top 5 with the 5th overall. I don't want to see them take Dvorsky at 5th overall. I don't want to see them take Rundbacher at 5th overall. And I don't want to see them trading down. Well, it depends on the return. If they get like a steal out of it, I'm okay with it. But what I want the most is for them to draft the top 5 players, because the top 5 in this year's draft are all superstar caliber players. Either you draft best player available at the 5th overall or you trade up. That's what I want the Canadiens to do. Second thing I want the Montreal Canadiens to do on draft night is to trade the Florida Panthers pick. I mean, either trade it to a team for another player in a Kirby Dach type of trade, just like they did last year with Alexander Romanov to the Islanders for the 13th overall, to after flip it to the Chicago Blackhawks for Kirby Dach. You either make a package like that for a decent, young, established player in the NHL, or you either make a package deal with another young guy like a Jordan Harris, for example, to get higher in the rankings, maybe get 14, 13, 12th overall. This draft is really good. At 12th overall, you would be able to probably draft David Rundbacher, which is a really good defenseman. There's also Sandin Pellikka, who's going to be available around there. A ton of really talented players are going to get drafted between 12 to 20. So if the Canadiens are able to package the Florida Panthers pick to make a trade and draft in that area, that would 100% be worth it. A Kirby Dach type of trade as well for either a guy like Capo Caco, Askarov, Carter Hart. I don't know, man, but make something happen. I don't want to see the Canadiens draft with that Florida Panthers pick. It's going to be either 31st or 32nd. I think that they could manage the value of the pick a lot better if they made a trade happen with it over drafting a player with it. It's basically just a 2nd round pick at this point. So yeah, try to make something happen with it. Make a trade. I think that's the best case scenario for it. We already have a ton of prospects in our systems. We need players that can help right now, or studs that are going to get drafted between 10th to 20th overall. Third thing I want the Montreal Canadiens to do on draft night, and this one is most unlikely to happen, trading either Joel Edmondson or Josh Anderson on draft night would be absolutely amazing. I mean, there's been tons of rumors surrounding those 2 players since last year, since Kent Hughes took over as the general manager of the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, Josh Anderson got linked to the Calgary Flames, the LA Kings, a ton of teams, and Joel Edmondson to the Pittsburgh Penguins, the Tampa Bay Lightning, the Flames, the Oilers, and a tons of teams as well. So with all the young defensemen coming in the next couple of years, I could definitely see a trade surrounding Joel Edmondson happening. Well, it's 100% going to happen because there's 1 year left on his contract. Is going to be a UFA on summer 2024. So it's either he gets traded on draft night during the summer or at the next trade deadline. But it would be 100% amazing to trade him at the draft because I think that they would get a lot of value out of him. I mean, if you package him, for example, with the Florida Panthers pick to, for example, the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are drafting 14th overall and that they're trying to win a Stanley Cup with the core they have, it could make a decent trade. I mean, 31st overall, Joel Edmondson to the Pittsburgh Penguins in exchange of their first round pick. I think it would be a pretty fair trade. Like I said, the Pittsburgh Penguins are probably going to be trying to win a Stanley Cup before Crosby, Malkin, and Letang retires. They're going to be moving things around with Kyle Dubas, who just took over as president of hockey operations over there. But they're not going to head straight into a rebuild. They're going to just trade players for new ones, and they're going to try to surround Crosby, Malkin, and all of those guys with some new players. So that 14th overall pick for them is really useless because the player they're going to draft with the pick is only going to come in 3 or 4 years. Crosby, Malkin, Letang, they're all going to be really old at that moment. Players just not going to help them at the moment to do what they want to do, and that's to win a last Stanley Cup with Sidney Crosby. So yeah, making a trade happen, Panthers pick Edmondson to Pittsburgh for the 14th overall would make a lot of sense in my opinion. And yeah, Jeff Petry's over there in Pittsburgh, and y'all know it. Joel Edmondson and Jeff Petry were absolutely on fire when they were playing together in Montreal. I mean, Jeff Petry had his best moment in the NHL forming a duo with Joel Edmondson. So it would only make sense for the Pittsburgh Penguins to want to acquire Joel Edmondson to make a push for the playoffs as soon as next season and maybe go deep in them. You never know. They have a pretty good core. And if Jeff Petry can go and be half of the player he was when he was playing with Joel Edmondson, I think it would 100% be worth it for the Pittsburgh Penguins. As well as for Josh Anderson, I mean, they could trade him to a lot of teams. I mean, the Calgary Flames are still a likely destination for Josh Anderson. They have a pretty good pick as well. They haven't made the playoffs. So, yes, there's a ton of things that could happen. But if a trade of Joel Edmondson or Josh Anderson happens on draft night, I would definitely be satisfied. So, yes, this was my wish list for the draft night of the Montreal Canadiens. I'm probably going to make another one a couple of days before the draft, but as of right now, that's what I think. So yeah, give me your wish list of the Montreal Canadiens draft night in the comments below. Subscribe, leave a like, let's try and get 100 likes on this video. Share, do anything as you want, and I'll see y'all later for another video. Have a nice rest of your day, and bye-bye.